Good wishes, dear students. The concept you will be learning in today's class is redox reactions in terms of oxidation number. In the previous class, very clearly and in short method, I have told you redox stands for a reaction in which oxidation also takes place, reduction also takes place. Oxidation meaning you will remember the word oil, that is oxidation is loss of electron. Reduction means you will remember the word Rig, that is reduction is gaining of electron. Apart from this, how do we know whether oxidation is taking place, reduction is taking place? Based on the oxidation number. If the oxidation number that you are finding out, if it increases, oxidation is taking place. On the other hand, if there is a decrease in the oxidation number, reduction is taking place. Without wasting time, let's directly move on to the types of redox reactions. As you have seen it for the common chemical reactions, redox reactions also has got a first category, combination reaction. Same principle. More than two types of reactants combining together to give us only one product is called as a combination reaction. Now we need to calculate between the two reactants carbon and oxygen which one undergoes oxidation and which one undergoes reduction. I have also told you in the video, based on the oxidation number, any element in its original state, the oxidation number is 0. Carbon, it's in the pure form, elemental form, hence oxidation number is 0. Oxygen in its elemental form, oxidation number is 0. So if you see on the product side, from 0, the oxidation number of carbon has gone up to +4. From 0, the oxidation number of oxygen has gone down to -2. How do we calculate this one? As I told in the previous class, now you know in general, oxygen has got a charge of -2. Imagine carbon, you do not know what's the charge. Take that to be X here, X plus 2 atoms are there. 2 into charge of one oxygen atom is -2. So 2 into -2 is equals to 0. Why are we writing 0? Overall charge is not given. It's a neutral compound. So therefore when changing the side we get X is equals to +4. So hence the charge of carbon in carbon dioxide is +4. Oxygen you can calculate, if not you can remember mostly oxygen will have a -2 to be the charge here. Now that's the point I have written clearly here. Carbon, when you look, from 0 the number is increased to +4. Hence oxidation is taking place because there is increase in the number. In case of oxygen, from 0 the number has gone down to -2, meaning there is a decrease in the oxidation number. Hence we say carbon undergoes oxidation and oxygen undergoes reduction here. To understand the increase and decrease concept, the basic number line concept, if you remember or understand, it's easier. Remember number line. On the right hand side we will have a positive number. On the left hand side we have a negative number. When I say 0 to +4, we are moving towards your right. So there is increase in the number. When you say 0 to -2, we are moving down towards your left. Hence, there is a decrease in the number. If you understand this increase and decrease concept, identifying oxidation or reduction type is very easy. Let's move on to the second type, that is decomposition. Here again, as you learnt in the type of chemical reactions, decomposition when you say one reactant giving us more than two types of two or more than that type of product here. Combination, two reactant giving us one product. Decomposition, one reactant giving us two product. Easy way of remembering. In this case, I have taken potassium chlorate, that is KClO3. Decomposition stands for thermal decomposition. We need to heat it. We get potassium chloride and oxygen. Now I also gave you in the previous video clue, potassium belongs to group 1A element. So the charge of group 1A element are +1. Now oxygen, you know that to be most generally charge of oxygen is -2. So in this case potassium you can remember, oxygen you can remember. All you need to know is the charge of chlorine. Let's calculate it here. Potassium charge I have substituted Chlorine I do not know. 3 into the charge of oxygen is minus 2 is equals to 0. So x minus 5 is equals to 0. X is equals to plus 5. So the charge of chlorine is plus 5. On the other hand, you also know the halogens have got a minus 1 to be the charge. Unless they are combined with the oxygen, generally the charge of halogens are minus 1. Remember, if you write Cl2, the charge of it is 0. It's an elemental form. In this case, it's in the ion form, chloride ion. So the charge of halogen is minus 1. If this is minus 1, potassium we know to be the charge to be plus 1 here. So we know the charge of these two elements. Looking at oxygen here again, elemental form, pure form. Here it's combined with the potassium and chlorine. Here it's in the pure form. So oxidation number is 0. So all you have to remember is omit those which are having the same oxidation number here. In this case, potassium charge on the reactant side also plus 1. The charge of potassium on the product side also plus 1. So we will not consider potassium. Change is found between chlorine and oxygen. Now if you look at this side, you will understand better. Potassium, as I told you, on the reactant side and on the product side, same charge it has got. So we are not bothered about it. Between chlorine and oxygen, chlorine's oxidation number is plus 5. But here it's come down to minus 1. Remember this concept here. From plus, it's moving down towards your left to the minus scale here. Hence, there is a decrease. If there is a decrease in oxidation number, what do we call it to be? Reduction is taking place. So, in case of chlorine, reduction is taking place. Come back to oxygen. From minus 2, elemental state, oxidation number is 0. So, if you look at it, from minus category, it's moving up to 0, meaning moving towards your right. Hence, there is an increase in oxidation number. Hence, we call it oxygen undergoes oxidation and chlorine undergoes reduction. I hope my teaching is clear for the students. Let's move on to the third type of redox reactions, that is displacement reactions. Now, in displacement reactions, all you need to remember is, as you learnt in the previous class, displacement, when we say reactivity series, you need to remember. In the reactivity series, you know, copper sulfate, when we treat with the zinc replaces copper. I have shown you in the previous class only. In the reactivity series, zinc is above carbon. Hence, zinc has the ability to displace copper here. So, copper is come out in the elemental form. Zinc combines with the sulfate and goes out as a zinc sulfate here. Here again, short easy clue you can remember. Zinc is in the elemental form. So, you know that the oxidation state is 0. Copper in the elemental form. So, without the calculations, you know that it's a 0 form. Oxidation number is 0 here. All you have to remember is in terms of zinc and in terms of copper and zinc in this case. Copper, another clue you can remember, it will always lose plus 2 electron. I have also told you plus sign stands for losing the electron, minus sign stands for receiving the electron. So, copper and zinc will always lose 2 electrons here. So, that's the concept you can remember. In case of sulfur and oxygen, if you work out by this algebra method, you will find out sulfur in both the cases has got a same oxidation number as you have calculated for the potassium. Similarly, oxygen also will have the same oxidation number. So, we need to consider the changes in terms of copper and zinc here. So, copper, if you look at it, from plus 2, it's reaching up to elemental state, hence the number is 0 here. Zinc, which is in the elemental state, goes and combines with the sulfate ion. So, the charge is becoming plus 2 there. So, 0 plus 2 to 0, remember, plus 2 to 0, it's decreasing towards your number is coming towards your left. There is a decrease in the oxidation number. Hence, it undergoes reduction. Zinc, if you look from 0, it's moving towards your right. There is an increase in the number. Hence, we call it zinc undergoes oxidation. So, all you have to remember in terms of displacement, the metal which is placed or the element which is placed higher in the reactivity series will displace the lower one. The easy clue for you in terms of copper and zinc, we always remember they will lose 2 electrons. So elemental form oxidation number is 0. In the combined form +2 is their charge here. So based on that I have explained to you that concept. Moving on to non-metal displacement. If you look here, zinc is a metal, hydrogen is a non-metal. So here again, if you calculate the charge here, zinc, as I told you, oxidation state in the elemental form is 0. Combining it with the zinc chloride, always I told you +2 will be the charge here. Now hydrogen here, +1 is the charge. Elemental form of charge hydrogen is 0 here. Chlorine, if you calculate here, the charge is -1. Here 2 chlorines are there. So the charge of 1 chlorine elemental form, remember, it's not in the elemental form. It's combined with the zinc here. So the charge of chlorine is -1. So in terms of chlorine, both the sides the charge is -1. In terms of zinc and hydrogen, we see the different charge. Hence I have written zinc. From 0, it's reaching up to +2. So there is a increase in the number. Hence it undergoes here oxidation. I'm sorry, I made a mistake. I corrected it here. Zinc undergoes oxidation because there is increase in the number. In case of hydrogen, when you see from +1, it's moving up to 0 here. Meaning from plus it's coming down to 0. So there is a decrease. Hence it undergoes reduction. Zinc undergoes oxidation and hydrogen undergoes reduction. Chlorine we omit because in both the cases the charge of chlorine is -1. Moving on to the next category, disproportionation reaction, or also it's called as an auto-redox reactions. The only clue you have to remember here is same element undergoes oxidation and reduction. If you look at the previous category and all, 2 different elements were involved. One undergoes oxidation, the other one undergoes reduction. In case of metal displacement also, between copper and zinc, 2 elements are involved. Here again between chlorine and oxygen, 2 elements. Here again between carbon and oxygen, 2 elements. But when we say disproportionation reactions or auto-redox reactions, same element will undergo oxidation and reduction. Let's take the example of hydrogen peroxide. When we heat, we get water plus oxygen. Now I have given you the clue in the oxidation number category. Oxygen charge is -2 always, but in the peroxides and superoxides, the oxidation number will differ. In peroxide, the charge is -1. Hence I told you, those of you who have not seen that video, you will not understand why am I writing -1 here. Peroxide, there are plenty of peroxides. For the timing, you remember only hydrogen peroxide. So when you look at the molecular formula to be H2O2, you know it's a peroxide and the charge of oxygen is -1 and not -2. If you look at it, oxygen from -1, it has reached the elemental state, meaning the oxidation number of elemental oxygen is 0 here. Combining it with water, here it's combined with the hydrogen peroxide, here it's combined with the water. So combining state, what's the charge of oxygen? -2. Here it's a super peroxide, so charge is -1. It's a apart from the peroxide, the other times the charge of oxygen is -2. So oxygen is giving you 2 different charges. I'm not confusing you. From -1 it's reaching up to 0. And from -1 it's reaching up to -2. -2 in case of water, 0 in case of oxygen here. So as usual, what do we know that? From -1 to 0, when you say from minus category moving towards your 0, it's moving towards your right. Hence there is a increase in the oxidation number. So we can say oxygen is undergoing oxidation here. When you say from -1 to -2, remember you've got a -1 here. When you say -2, further we are moving towards our left there. So the number is decreasing. So decrease in number stands for reductions here. To make this concept clear, one more example I have taken. Chlorine, when we treat with a potassium hydroxide, we get potassium chloride plus potassium chlorate, that KClO3 plus water. The reaction is already balanced. I have taught you how to balance the reactions. I am not going in terms of balancing the chemical reactions, only looking at the oxidation number. The charge of potassium is +1 here. The charge of potassium is +1 here, and the charge of potassium is +1. You can utilize this particular method and you can cross check whether you are getting the charge of potassium on all the sides to be +1. The charge of hydrogen is also +1 here. The charge of hydrogen is also +1 here. If you utilize the algebra method, you will find out these charge of hydrogen and potassium remain same both on the left hand side and on the right hand side. You will find the difference only in terms of chlorine. Remember, Cl2 elemental form. So the oxidation number of elemental form is always 0. From 0, it has become a -1 here. If potassium is a +1, chlorine will have a -1 because the charge of halide ion is -1. If in this case, if you look at it, already we have calculated the charge of chlorine in the very first question to be +5 here. KClO3, the charge of chlorine is +5. So from 0, it's reaching up to -1. From 0, it's reaching up to +5. So as usual, based on the category, 0 to +5, when we say you are moving towards your right, increase in the oxidation number, hence it undergoes oxidation. From 0, when you say -1, we are moving towards our left here, from 0 to -1. Hence, then there is a decrease in the oxidation number. We call it as a reduction. So when they say disproportionation reaction or auto-redox reactions, remember the same element will undergo oxidation and reduction. In terms of hydrogen peroxide, please remember the charge of oxygen is -1. Moving on to the very last category, competitive electron transfer reactions, or sometimes they will give you as a competition electron transfer reactions. Here again, the reactivity series that I have given in the previous class you have to remember. If you look at it, zinc, there are so many elements here. Zinc is placed above, then comes copper, then comes silver. In between so many elements are there, I am not talking about it. I told you reactivity series for the upper element is high. And the lower elements are, the reactivity capacity for the lower elements are low here. If you look at it, zinc displaces copper and copper displaces zinc. Silver. What's the meaning I have written here? Consider the same reactions that you have taken in terms of metal displacement. Copper sulfate, when you treat with the zinc, I told you, zinc is highly reactive than copper. Why is it so? In the series, zinc is placed above copper. So the lower one cannot throw away the higher one, but higher one can throw away the lower one. Hence, zinc takes the place of combining with the sulfate ion, leaving behind copper. So here, zinc displaces copper based on the reactivity series. So that's the same point I have written. Between zinc and copper, zinc is highly reactive. Look at the next example of copper. When you treat with the silver nitrate, you get copper nitrate plus silver. So in this case, again, reactivity series, if we consider, silver comes below copper. So copper, higher ones have the ability to throw away the lower ones. Based on that concept, copper combines with a nitrate ion, forms a copper nitrate, leaving behind silver. Now, as I told you, copper, when you say always +2 will be the charge here. And I also told you zinc, when you see, these are the clues you can remember, always the charge of zinc will be +2. So similarly, the charge of silver ion is +1. If you want, you can calculate it by the algebra method and see, you will get the same answer. So from 0, copper's oxidation number has gone up to +2. From a silver ion, from +1, it has reached the elemental state, hence the oxidation number is 0. So in this case, we can nitrate. In both the cases, if you work out and see, you will get the same charges. So only copper we are considering, because copper and silver alone are showing the different number. 0 to +2, moving towards our right, increase in the number. hence it undergoes oxidation. Silver, when you say from +1, the number is coming down to 0. Remember, +1, the number is coming down to 0, hence there is a reduction in the thing. So between zinc and copper, zinc is highly reactive. Between copper and silver, copper is highly reactive. Thank you.